I look too fast. Maybe. I didn't hear me got this and get to do it again. Yeah. I can put it in here.
You're sitting. Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and begin our December Claremont City Council meeting. Greetings to everybody that's here in person and also our video streaming on our YouTube channel. We're streaming live there. It's good to see a full house here. I realize it won't last forever, but it'd be good to have it at every meeting we have, but we're very thankful for everyone that's here. Just a few housekeeping things with the swearing-ins and a few of the other things going on. There will be a recess called after that for anybody, opportunity for pictures, and for those of you that are going to scoot out, that will be your opportunity to scoot out, and then you'll be recessed for about 10 or 15 minutes. So you'll have an opportunity. Although we do welcome everyone and anyone who wishes to stay the whole meeting, because you never know what you might learn around here. So at this time, I would like to call on Councilmember Brittany Brown to lead us in our invocation.
Good evening, everyone. Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing us to go about our day. Please be with us tonight as we discuss city things and help us to all be in a positive mind for the growth of our city. Please be with our team builders, our team leaders, everyone that works around the city, and just continue to be with us during this holiday season. It can be a joyful time, but it can also be a time of sorrow. So those who need the extra lifting up and everything, just I pray that you just give them your loving hands and to protect them all. Thank you for our families and our ability to be with each other over the Thanksgiving holiday, and those that hopefully were able to find a bright side if they did not have. Please again be with us as we discuss tonight and continue to be with us for the rest of our days.
Thank you, Brittany. At this time, I'd like to recognize Councilmember Gary Seagram to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So we
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Gary. Room so full, we have a state house representative, a sheriff, a judge. We got nobody to bring trouble. What's going to happen?
That's on the
The first item of business, as you've seen on the agenda, is the acceptance and seating of the new members of the City Council, the incumbent re-elected members. So first, Jason, I guess we need to formal acceptance of the 2025 municipal election results. Present.
So we received from the Catawba County Board of Elections the vote totals for the November 4th, 2025 election. For Claremont Mayor, the vote totals are as follows. Sean R. Brown, 146. Write-ins not assigned, 12, for a total of 158. Sean R. Brown being elected mayor. For Claremont Councilman, this is a vote for 2. Dane L. Miller, 138 votes. Les Morrow, 146 votes. Alex Tinjay, 33 votes. Write-in totals of 3, not assigned, for a total vote cast of 320 votes, with Dane L. Miller and Les Morrow being elected. We just need a vote of the council to accept the results of the November 4th, 2025 election.
So they entertain a motion to accept the results of the 2025 municipal election.
Motion to accept the results of the 2025 election.
Motion by Dale, second by Brittany, all in favor? Motion carries, and Dane is still wondering who those 8 people are. Get that stuck in his craw. All right, I guess next up will be the swearing-ins of the 3 of us, and for mine, I will invite up Mitchell Setzer, the Speaker Pro Tem of the North Carolina House of Representatives, and my wife Hope to roll the Bible.
Can't have it back. Put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, repeat after me.
I,
Pronounce your name.
Sean R. Brown,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and
of
laws
the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent
not inconsistent
therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as mayor.
as mayor.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
We'll do quick. Well, no, we're doing that. You're right. I think I've done this for a while. Next up, since Mitchell is up, will be Councilman Dane Miller. Mr. Miller. There's 2 Terry Millers here.
You put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Say aye, repeat your name, and repeat it.
I, Dane Miller,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent
not inconsistent
therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as City Council Member.
City Council Member.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
And next, we will have Councilmember Les Morrow being sworn in by the Honorable Samuel D. Chastain, Magistrate of the 36th North Carolina Judicial District.
Push that down Bible, repeat after me. I, Leslie G. Morrow,
I, Leslie G. Morrow,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the laws, Constitution of the United States of America,
the laws and Constitution of the United States of America,
Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
not inconsistent with,
not inconsistent with,
and that I may faithfully discharge
and I may faithfully discharge
the duties of my office as City Council Member.
the duties of my office and the City Council Member.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right. Next up is what we have to do every election cycle to go through the council members to either elect or not elect to take consideration or compensation from the city for our elected services that we render. So Jason and Wendy. These will be a simple yes or no answer.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Councilmember Les Morrow.
Yes.
Councilmember Dale Sherrill.
No, I decline.
Councilmember Gary Sigmund.
Yes.
Councilmember Brittany Brown.
Yes.
And Councilmember Dane Miller.
No. And those are just accepted by the answer. There's no vote. All right. And then the last order of business in this first part here, every 2 years in the election cycles, we do elect a mayor pro tem. Our current mayor pro tem, and been mayor pro tem for a few cycles here, is Dale Sherrill, sitting next to me. So at this time, we will entertain nominations for mayor pro tem.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to nominate Mr. Dale Sherrill to be our mayor pro tem.
Okay, all in favor of the nominee? You got it. Pretty easy when everybody goes for it. I think there was no other nominations. All right, congratulations. Thank you. And you know, a lot of people may think that that is mainly ceremonial, but it's not. I mean, there's a lot of instances where I've been unable to do things or attend things, and Dale over the years have gone many times. So there's things to do, and I appreciate you doing them on our behalf. Thank you. All right, next up, the recess that I promised. We will recess this meeting for about 15 minutes for pictures and anything that we need to do with our folks here, and anybody that wishes to leave, you'll have the opportunity to do that through here. So right now, we're in a 15-minute recess. Appreciate Yes. So let's do Janet first. She's taking the official seat. So Janice, Here, as we expected, the room will be yes. Brought the weed back. Okay, our recess is over. We are now back in session. I appreciate everybody's patience, and thanks to those of you that have stayed. I knew the room would thin out pretty good after. Okay, now that the new council has officially been seated, we can move forward with our consent agenda for approval. Council, you received it as part of our packet late last week, and it has line items all the way through item F contained in the consent agenda. I just need a motion and a second to approve. So, second. All right, motion, let's see, motion by Les, second by Dane. All in favor? Motion carries. Okay, moving into elected official reports. My report for this evening will be very brief. Just to note about our festivities for this coming Saturday and our baptism by fire that Janet Tapia will be getting with the Christmas festivities here in Claremont. You know, our day Saturday is going to start out with 8:30 in the morning at St. Mark's. We're having a senior breakfast. And then at 2 p.m. here at City Hall, there's going to be a lot of different things going on. Santa's going to be here, meet and greet, Holly Jolly story time, headed up by Councilwoman Brittany Brown. There's going to be kids rides, all kinds of stuff here. And then at 3:45, we're going to light the Christmas tree, and then we are going to take a quick little ride down east to get on our float, and at 4 o'clock the parade begins. So it's going to be a long and enjoyable day. And I know that Jason will mention more during his words later on. But like I said, sitting in the back of the room back there, I just met her this evening. I know most of the council just met her briefly tonight. Janet Tapia, is that correct? Okay. Is our new person to do all these special events and public relations and all that. And we're very much looking forward to you being here. And like I said, getting the baptism by fire at one of our biggest city events on Saturday in the first week or two. So that's awesome. Next.
Did you say what time the streets are going to close?
I did not, but
Streets are going to be closing at 1:45 p.m. And that will be just from, sort of like we do with regular events, just from North Lookout to Depot. And then at 3:45 p.m. is when the entire parade will.
So, thank you for asking that. There's also at 10:30 in the morning, I failed to mention a ribbon cutting and grand opening at the Boosted and Baked new business across the street here. So we're squeezing that in as well on Saturday. So we got a lot of stuff on our calendar here.
Is there a senior breakfast?
Yeah, senior breakfast at 8:30. Yeah, at St. Mark's. Yes, senior breakfast starting out the day at 8:30. And we still have registrations available for that. We do.
Yeah, they'll just call city.
Okay, so for anybody here in attendance and our viewership on YouTube, just call City Hall to register for that breakfast, and you're more welcome to come. There is no specific age, so if you feel like a senior, just come sign up and come on out. There's no age. You are. And finally, under the mayor's report, I do appreciate the vote of confidence for the citizens to elect me to what is now my 4th term as mayor and my 5th overall term as an elected official here in Claremont. When this term concludes, I'll be 54 years old and will have served for 20 years of my life. So it's enjoyable. I do it because I enjoy it. Nobody holds a gun to my head to go to the restaurant to run. I do it because I enjoy it. With that, are there any council members who have anything to report on? Okay, moving on. Next up is our public comments time. Anyone who wishes to approach the podium and speak about anything you wish, we just ask that you state your name. Here's our first taker.
Hi. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mick Young. This is my wife, Wendy. And I've got a complaint.
Not really.
They're my neighbors, so I was hoping they weren't.
Just going to keep it a little lively. For those of you who don't know me very well, some of you already do know the fact that I'm a retired Navy officer, and I feel I've been very fortunate and blessed to have lived, worked, and traveled all over the world. After retirement, I went into the corporate world as well as building 2 successful companies of my own. Very successful career. In fact, I've retired 3 times already. But I left the corporate world in March of last year, 2024. Wendy and I moved here from Florida back in 2010. We moved into the house we currently reside in 2016. In fact, it'll be 10 years, 1st of January. And when we left here. Because of my military background, as you can probably imagine, I'm extremely patriotic. And that can be shown by the 3 flagpoles that I have in my yard. One in the front, one in the back, and one close to my shop. Each of them are 20, 25 feet high. But I want to talk to you just a moment about something that that is near and dear to my heart. Talk to you about a company called Commemorative Flags by Precision Studios. That is my company that I've just recently started back in October of last year. We build custom American flags from American hardwood. We use only American materials and hardware and that type of thing. And as a matter of fact, Wendy has a card for each of you just to take a look at it if you're so interested. I invite you to look at and review our website. We currently have a number. In fact, the last number was 72 different projects on the site, and we're growing all the time. These custom pieces are focused on military, whether it be active or retired or just veterans. Also, first responders and American patriots. Like I said, these are American hardwoods, and we're very, very proud to be able to do this for the community. I expect, not only now, but here in the future, most of our sales will be online, and the entire 50 states. Okay. The one thing I wanted to point out. Now, you may or may not be aware of it, but next year is what? 250th anniversary or birthday of the United States. And with that, I have built a flag, okay? And it represents the anniversary of America 250 on here. And also,
You got Vanna White.
pardon?
You got Vanna White.
Yes, I do. I have my very own Vanna White. Yeah.
Impression.
So what we wanted to do is we wanted to, because this recent election was such a landslide, you might call it, we want to commemorate the re-election of Mayor Brown and also Councilman Les Morrow and Dane Miller. We also wanted to commemorate the entire city council and, in fact, the city of or the town of Claremont itself.
City.
Right? City. Okay, we'll go. All right. So this is something that I'm presenting, the company is presenting to the town, to the city council. All right?
Thanks.
And we hope that you enjoy it.
On behalf of the city, I will accept this.
Thank you. That is nice. The thing is,
Okay.
Yeah.
we wore our pretty close tonight.
Yeah, bring Vanna along.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, sure.
That's what you wanted.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And like I said, these fine folks are my neighbors, I had no idea, I mean, I knew what you were doing. I knew what you do back there, but I didn't know you were working on this, and I do appreciate it. And on
That was
behalf
the
of
whole idea.
and on behalf of everyone seated up here, I do appreciate it. We will definitely display this, working with city staff to decide where y'all wish to display here, but I'm sure it'll get a prominent location here to display. So
Thanks so much.
thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So if you really like it that much,
Hey, Al.
I would like to invite each of you to go under Google, give us a review, help us grow. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's nice. I mean, in all seriousness, you know, this is hand produced in the city of Claremont. Out, like you said, out of your shop. And it's I'm sure you're considered a small business.
Yes.
And it's always good to support small businesses and the many small businesses that we have, yours included. So thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you for your service as well.
Yes.
That never goes unappreciated.
Absolutely.
And we're neighbors too. I'm just on the opposite side.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thanks for being American Worth Fighting.
Since we are still in the public comment time, is there anyone else who wishes to make any comments? Not seeing none. We are going to move forward here. Let's see. We have a presentation this evening. Our fiscal year 24-25 financial audit presentation. Gentleman with Martin Starnes, you'll just introduce yourself when you come up, please. I know you're with Martin Starnes.
My name is Ethan Baumgartner. Yes, I'm here to present the fiscal year 25 audit on behalf of Martin Starnes.
And I do realize as part of your presentation, there's a little housekeeping tour that we have to do with to be compliant with the state, some delays and things.
Yes, I'll do that. And I have a slideshow. Before I get started, I can tell you that the audit has not been issued yet, but that has nothing to do with the city. There has been a delay in the federal compliance supplement being issued by the federal government. So it's not just a problem even in North Carolina, it's nationwide. There's been
And I'm assuming that's due to the shutdown earlier this year.
that
The federal
definitely
government shutdown.
played part in it.
From what I understand, your presentation is probably being ushered in here as we speak. So,
I can get started if you want.
yeah, you're right.
Okay. Like I said, the audit hasn't been issued yet, but we do plan on doing that very soon. The guidance did get released last week, so we're putting the finishing touches on things and that. So we have issued an unmodified opinion, which is the best opinion we can give. It means that the financial statements are free material misstatements. There are no findings or question costs. And I would like to thank Valerie and Jason and the rest of the staff for getting us everything we needed.
Accept your presentation.
Except the most important part of it.
And then, so available fund balance. Available fund balance is best defined as the amount of funds that are available to be appropriated in the next fiscal year. So that includes restricted fund balance other than stabilization by state statute amounts, which is essentially account receivable. It also includes subsequent years' expenditures already appropriated and unassigned fund balance.
Pause there while he's attempting to do a disservice to you. I'll allow your full presentation.
You let me know when you're on the other slide.
Okay, we can go to the next slide. So there's the available fund balance figure I was speaking about, and I'll just go over it again. This includes restricted fund balance other than stabilization by state statute amounts, subsequent years' expenditures already appropriated, and unassigned fund balance. So I'll give you a minute to look at those figures on the screen. And that last percentage is available fund balance as a percentage of net expenditures. Okay. Here is a summary of general fund revenues and expenditures. Revenues increased by about $503,000 this year, or in 2025, which is about 9%. At the same time, expenditures increased by about $205,000, which is about 4%. And there's more, I'll go into more detail on some of the projects. This slide shows fund balance available excluding power bill. That's the red. In that greenish gold color is the net expenditures. And the trend line is the fund balance available as a percentage of net expenditures. So this fund balance available number is slightly different than I displayed on that second slide, but that's because it does not include power bill funds. The LGC recommends minimum fund balance available, excluding power bill, as a percentage of net expenditures to be at least 34% for units with general fund expenditures between $1 million and $10 million. And as the average for similar units is 63%, and you can see that Claremont has 109.5%.
Essentially, we've increased our fund balance, which essentially is the city's savings account for anyone wondering, by about a little over $1 million in 2 years. Right? Ish.
So on this next slide, I'll get more into that a little bit later. So here is the unassigned fund balance, which is essentially the portion of fund balance that is not classified as non-spendable, restricted, committed, or assigned. So this is what is basically the free money in a way. And it decreased by about 237,000. At the same time, unrestricted net position for the water and sewer fund increased by about 300,000.
If you recall, we had two very large expenditures into the rail park. And that's what's caused that change. We're not seeing the growth that we normally see in the unassigned fund balance is the utilization of those funds for the rail park.
The next three slides are going to show a comparison of the three largest revenue sources in the general fund. The largest being ad valorem tax revenues, which increased by about 170,000, about 5%, and this is due to an increase in property values in the city. The tax rate did not change. The next largest source is restricted governmental revenues. This increased by about $184,000 in 2025, which is about 32%. And that is due primarily to fire district tax revenue increases and a fire grant the city did not previously receive. The third largest revenue source was other taxes, and that increased by about $31,000 in 2025, and that's about 5%. And that is primarily due to an increase in local option sales tax revenue. From this slide and the next three slides is going to show a 2-year comparison of the three largest sources of expenditures in the general fund. The largest being public safety, which increased by about $421,000 in 2025, which is about 22%. And that is due primarily to the roof replacement for the fire department and also an increase in salaries and benefits expenditures. The next slide. General government is the second largest expenditures, and That increased by about 330,000 in 2025, which is about 47%, and that is due primarily to the purchase of a grapple truck. Streets and public works is the third largest group of expenditures, and that actually decreased by about $359,000 in 2025, which is about 33%. And that is due to a reduced amount of street repaving in 2025, as well as a reduction of one-time contract occurrences. This slide shows the quick ratio for the water and sewer fund. You can see that the red is current assets, the greenish gold is current liabilities, and then the trend line is the quick ratio. So current assets include cash, investments, receivables, and prepaid expenditures. And current liabilities include accounts payable, subscription liabilities, and advances from grants orders. And the quick ratio can be defined as current assets divided by current liabilities. And this is essentially a measure of how many times a unit can pay its current liabilities with its current assets. And you can see that the water and sewer fund could pay its liabilities 13.36 times. And the LGC has a normal concern with a quick ratio of less than 1, but that's. There was one financial performance indicator concern, and that was the water and sewer capital assets condition ratio being less than 0.5. It was in fiscal year 24, the same thing was the case, and that is due to the city's capital assets in the water and sewer fund operations being aged and could require replacement in the near future. But the city has plans in place to ensure necessary capital improvements are made to maintain the service capacity of those assets. But with that, within 60 days of this presentation, the council must issue a written response to the LGC with explanations and or corrective actions, and correspondence must be signed by the majority of council members and the finance director and city.
I'm assuming that obviously the huge wastewater expansion we have is going to solve that.
Same thing we did last year.
Right.
Basically, once the asset is depreciated, they said we need to replace it with this appropriate compensation.
So here are some positive general performance indicators. And I know that first slide says timely audit submission, which is kind of counterintuitive because it hasn't been submitted yet. But like I said before, we do fully intend to be able to submit that audit report well before the newly extended due date of February 12th, 2026. That is come from LGC. Any unit with single audit has been extended to the due date has been extended to February 12th, 2026. So getting back into this, some good general performance indicators. The city has ample available fund balance, stable property tax valuation collection percentages, and a strong water and sewer quick ratio and cash flow indicators. So before I conclude my presentation, I would like to thank you all for letting us serve as your auditors again. It's been a pleasure working on the audit room. So that being said, that concludes the presentation. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you very much. And I do appreciate the work that y'all do, and I want to acknowledge the staff as well. I mean, Valerie and Wendy and Crystal, and I'll leave out names, so just everybody, because I know it's not just one person helping with this. Your folks are here. You're full of information from everybody that's on the roster here, pretty much. So, Council, are there any questions? Okay. We appreciate the presentation, and we'll await the filing once all the delays get hashed out.
We do need to have a vote of council to award the amendment to the contract for the delay or the extension. It's not a cost issue. It's just that we have to sign that amended contract.
Okay. So to have a motion, to present the amended contract as Jason just stated, we have a motion for that. Second. All right, motion by Gary, second by Dane, all in favor? Motion carries, and that will be drafted this evening, or?
We have it.
You have it ready?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that is approved. We will do that after the meeting, we'll sign that. Okay, moving into new business items. First item of new business is proposed ordinance 23-26, which is accepting a grant from the North Carolina Governor's Crime Commission. This is for our police department. We've been awarded a grant in the amount of $67,101.31. Chief, you or Jason will just kind of tell what, maybe just for the benefit of everyone, what that is.
So the North Carolina,
Just maybe what we're going to use it for, how we got it, please.
So the North Carolina Department of Justice has a state accreditation, which are best practices and standards for law enforcement agencies to abide by. And in order to achieve accredited status, you have to meet all of these standards. There's an application process. The department's been in the process for 2 years now, and there are some needs for additional furnishings, additional performance cabinets, secure evidence stored, high liability items that are currently stored properly. We just needed to put in some better access controls to those different items and some other computer equipment, some barcode scanning, barcode printers, things of that nature. Just some things here and there, and then also some assistance with the accreditation process. So these funds will allow us to do that. And just a grant put forth by the Governor's Crime Commission. Federal money that's contributed to the state.
That's interesting. Very much, John. Okay, thank you very much. Council, do we have a motion and a second to accept proposed ordinance 23-26 to accept these funds into our budget? All right, motion by Les, second by Brittany, all in favor? Motion carries. Next item of new business is proposed ordinance 24-26, which is an ordinance recognizing another grant. This grant we won for due diligence costs in the newly developing Claremont Industrial Rail Park. This is in the city of Claremont has received $236,801.18 from, let's see, who was this grant through?
This is actually from EDP&C through the Select Sites program. When we were awarded Select Sites designation, one of the things that they allow for is a grant for due diligence. Because the rail park had already gone through significant due diligence, what they did was awarded the grant as a reimbursement. So the $236,000 represents the half that Claremont paid into due diligence. Catawba County got the other half, because of course they paid for the other half. And this would be transferred back into the rail park fund for future expenses on construction.
Okay. Council, any questions? And if not, entertain a motion in a second to accept.
Motion to accept ordinance 24-26.
All right, motion by Dale, second by Brittany, all in favor? Motion carries. Next item under new business is proposed resolution 25-26. This is a resolution authorizing the city to move forward with civil action on our behalf in reference to a code compliance ongoing issue. Jason or Bryce, who? Bob's going to take this one. Okay.
So our code of ordinances provide for methodology of enforcing the code where there's been an infraction of improvement without getting a permit or in violation of the code of ordinance. And so Matlock Properties LLC on West 70 built a wall at the southeast corner of Parallel Park Drive without getting a permit That wall extends into a setback area of 20 feet, which is a side setback. You have in your packet a series of discussion of that with regard to the enforcement action that's been requested for them to remove that. That has not been removed to this point. I did receive today, so this resolution, before I get to that, this resolution authorizes the commencement of a civil lawsuit for a mandatory injunction in order of abatement to order for the Superior Court to order Matlock Properties to bring this into compliance by removing the encroachment outside the 20-foot setback and to obtain a permit. If they do not do that, then the court would order them to disapprove because it's erected without permit and because it's a violation of code ordinances. So this resolution is to authorize the commencement of that lawsuit. Now today I received an email from Andy Howell, who is an attorney in the city of Hickory. I told him I would read this email to the council before acting upon this resolution. I've been engaged by Jeff Matlock and Matlock Properties to assist with issues concerning construction at this property. Particularly, it appears to be a wall that was constructed at the property that has been alleged not to meet setback requirements. I plan to be present tonight for the city council meeting to discuss this issue with you. However, I'm in Clay County, which is in Hayesville, about as far west as you can go in North Carolina, in Superior Court today. I'd hope to be out of here and headed back quickly, but we're now going to have to wait until 2 o'clock p.m. for our hearing. I simply want to set a time to sit down with you and city employees to see what, if anything, can be done to cure these issues before litigation begins. Let me know if you and the city are agreeable and we can set a time to sit down and discuss. In reply to that, after discussing this with Bryce, who was the one person the code enforcement about them, I sent Mr. Howell an email that said we would be willing to discuss this with him, that it appeared to Bryce and I that the options that were available were limited to either acquiring some additional property from the U.S. property line, which is owned by South County, so the setback would not be violated, or removing enough of this wall where it doesn't violate the setback, at which time a permit could be considered. Now, this type of, if the second option, or I should say the first option, or acquiring additional property, is the option chosen by Matlock Properties, that would, because this is a non-conforming use, this is in the district, and salvage yard is a non-conforming use, so there's a set of specific rules for expansion of non-conforming use. Our ordinances provide that there's a one-time expansion of non-conforming use. A special use permit that has to be approved by the Board of Justice. So if that option is chosen, because this is that option of acquiring additional acreage, so the setback is no longer violated by the presence of this wall, that would be an expansion of the use. There's a distinction here between an expansion of the use of the property and an expansion of the building. So if they're acquiring additional property, that would be a use for a salvage yard, which would be a non-conforming use. That would be a one-time expansion. So they would have to consider which option they want to pursue. Either acquiring additional property so that it's not violation of setbacks, and the permit, a special use permit could be approved, or letting that be extended to longer, where it's no longer a violation of setbacks. So that's something we'll discuss with Mr. Howell. I told him that that would not necessarily delay the city's consideration of this resolution. by email. What the city is authorizing is for the commencement of an action. We need to have that approved by the council before we file a lawsuit asking for a mandatory injunction. Mandatory injunction simply ordering the court saying, we're mandating you do this. You don't do it, the government can't. Or in order to enable the city, if now our properties did not move elevation, we would enable the city to move forward with removing it itself and taxing the removal process. So that's what the resolution is before you is for consideration. The timing of filing this is such that we can meet with Mr. Bell and discuss the options of properties have before we actually file the civil action. So this is for your consideration either now or at a later time. So choose that it's necessary prerequisite for civil lawsuit.
Okay, so hearing what you're saying, if we do approve this tonight, it gives you the authority at a time of your choosing, basically, if your negotiations necessitate you on that route, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So if civil action happened to be the option,
Right.
we would have to go back, we can do it tonight, whether it happens or not.
And if there are, as a result of discussions, there is a plan set forth as to bring this into compliance without the necessity of filing civil action.
All right, council, any questions of the
I'll go. So, if you're talking about what we're looking for as a civil action, not for you to go back and say, hey, we're going to let you bring it back to the board of adjustments and those.
This would be, by Bryce and I, we discussed this afternoon, and our reading of our code of ordinances is that they have to, first of all, have to have a permit. Because this is a non-conforming use, the permit would have to be a special use permit. If it's an expansion of the non-conforming use. Now, if they are to acquire additional property, that would require it to go before the board of adjustment in order to get a special use, because once they acquire the additional property and attached it to their current parcel, that parcel is a non-conforming use as far as the usage. It's a salvage. So that would go before the board of adjustment. If they choose to remove the law or shorten the length of the law so that it's out, that there's no violation of the 20-foot setback requirement, then they can just apply for a permit, which I think we would contemplate would be approved. Because that would not be an expansion of the parcel acquisition of property, so it wouldn't be an expansion of the use of the property, it would just be an expansion of the building, which would be permissible as long as it was not within the permit. So if either of those options are chosen by them, then we can not have to file the action. We bring it back for information to the council, although the council approved it, but as long as they were demonstrating efforts in kind of manner to bring it within compliance, then we wouldn't have to pursue the civil action.
As long as they're in compliance.
The goal is to get them in compliance. This arose by pointing to Catawba County. The Catawba County acquired this parcel as part of the rail park. And so
I guess my question was that we weren't going to let them leave it like it was, apply for a permit and leave it like it is to go to the board of adjustment. We're not going to let them do that.
not without acquiring additional property.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so council, do I have a motion to approve resolution 2526, which would authorize the civil action when Bob and Jason feel that it would be, if and when it is appropriate?
Make a motion to approve resolution 25-26.
Wait, motion by Dane, second by Dale, all in favor? Motion carries. Good luck. Okay. Next item of new business, actually, the next few items of new business are to call for public hearings on various issues. The first up is for us to call for a public hearing at the January City Council meeting to hear an economic development agreement, which is codenamed Project Frame, which is an existing Claremont industry who is looking to do some expansion. Are we able to say any more than that, or that is it?
We will be at the public hearing.
Do what?
We will be at the public hearing.
Correct. We'll be able to say. So the name and details will be unveiled at the public hearing in January at the January City Council meeting. So council, we're just, this is just a motion and a second to approve a public hearing to be held next month.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
All right, motion by Dane, second by Gary. All in favor? Yes.
January, start with.
Well, it is January.
That's right, wrong.
See what happens when you get older.
All right, next up,
Ready.
I was pushing. Next up, call for a public hearing. We have a commercial revitalization grant that has existed for a few years here in Claremont, and it's open to downtown businesses who wish to apply for some monies, like on a 50-50 funding basis, up to $5,000 from the city to do various beautification projects, as I'll call it, facades, parking lots, things of that nature. And we do have a grant request from Boosted and Baked, which is the new coffee shop and bakery that is opening up this Saturday across from the street here. And they are looking to resurface that parking lot and to do some other beautification out front. And they're looking for some assistance on that. And they've applied for some of this grant money. And council, we're just simply calling for a public hearing at the January next city council meeting to discuss this in a public hearing. So you'll have a motion for that.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Les, second by Brittany, all in favor? Motion carries. And the last public hearing call for the January next month city council meeting will be concerning the rail spur transfer to Poppleman Properties USA, which is over in the industrial park. This rail spur has been, some would call it a spur as well, with the city for, what are we at, 20 years now? Well over 20 years since its inception. This will be a public hearing to formally transfer the railroad that we pay for to Norfolk Southern Railway after a long protracted series of events over the last 20 plus years. Dating back 2 mayors before me, just for the record. So council, to have a motion and a second to call for this public hearing.
So
Give that one to you. Motion by Les, second by Dale, all in favor? Motion carries. And Jason, that is all for new business. Nothing to add, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Next up, appointed official reports, City Attorney Bob Grant. Okay, City Manager Jason Brown.
Just a couple of things. I did want to welcome and introduce everyone to Janet Tapia. Janet comes to us from Cobb County Department of Social Services, and she's also a small business owner in the events sector. She started with us last week, a short week, and Drew wasn't there to guide her, so she kind of got the 5-cent tour from me. But we are very excited to have her. Heather is going to be helping out and doing some transitions. Janet's going to be working with her all day Saturday for all the different events. So you'll be seeing Janet around. And actually, one of the things I was just going to let council know, we've discussed a little bit about the some of the issues that we've had with audiovisual and things like that here in the council chambers. We do have a group that is going to be coming in, going to be rewiring the cameras, moving the cameras, actually moving this monstrosity that you can't see, but keeps me and Wendy very far away from each other. That's going to be moving out of here, and we're actually going to be moving Janet up to the dais so that Janet can actually run this, run YouTube, run everything from one location. Bryce was able to get us a new format, I should say, for our YouTube, where we will no longer be trying to project the screen on YouTube. The screen will actually be on YouTube along with a camera shot of the room. Along with that, we're also, you probably noticed some things have moved. We're going to be putting a seal back here on the wall, some flag stands, and this will become our new location for photographs. So if the mayor's swearing someone in or whatever, we'll be able to do that back there. So just kind of doing some changes around, some new. We're going to be getting rid of these 1940s era name plates and doing a little bit more professionalization on that. You may notice that the camera is actually new and works and actually fits within the screen now. Thank you to Drew Foy, who is a lot more technologically savvy than any of the rest of us are. But just wanted to introduce Janet and welcome her to the team.
Janet, would you mind standing just so we put a name? Welcome here. Thank you.
Just an update on the handicap parking. We have been in conversation with St. Mark's Lutheran as well as the folks at the Hewitt's building about the 4 parking spaces, the one behind Hewitt's and then the 3 at St. Mark's. We have tentative agreement from St. Mark's in exchange for when we transition those spots out, assisting them with painting some of the existing spots that they have there at the church. And we are still talking with the folks at Hewitt's on a long distance conversation. We hope to have tentative agreements, basically a maintenance agreement that Bob is looking at in place with both of those. And as soon as we have those, we'll be bringing that back for budget for council to get those single gap spaces. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was going to ask something, man. You get going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's. I think that's all I got. Yeah.
We was talking about rewiring and moving Janet up here and stuff, and maybe might not do it maybe this year, but if we're doing all this, and why can't we have, like I've seen, like counties got monitors and stuff that we can have all monitors set right here, where if we don't project up there, we can sit right here.
Or in addition to the projection,
Yes,
for the audience,
there,
for everybody to see. You're saying in addition to that.
Yes.
We can look at that. We get that cost estimate back to the council.
Wait a minute, dude. Miles are getting bad.
I think it's worth, if you're going to do the upgrades and all the other things you're talking about doing, I think it's worth to at least check the cost of what it could be.
They do. I know some do the individuals. I know some do the large screen. That's on the floor screen. Right. So we can kind of take a look at both and see what the costs are. They're very good. Okay. That's all.
Well, Janet, like I said, we appreciate you being here. We're happy that you're here. We've gone a long time. Heather's done a great job filling in, working 2 jobs for basically the last 8 months, pretty much. She's got us pretty much through every event here in 2025 on basically a contract basis, and we're very happy to have somebody here full time and in the slot, here. We're looking forward to getting I know I always talk to Jason, he's probably tired of hearing me say it, but we want the social media and all the PR stuff to kind of get out there and be a little bit more. The staff has done a great job in the interim, kind of band-aiding it, as we say, but we're very happy to kind of up our game now and have somebody really watching it full time and everything. So we're excited about that. So thank you. We look forward to everything in the coming weeks and months and years. Thank you. Okay, with that, no other business. No closed session this evening, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. At this time, council will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Gary, second by Brittany. All in favor? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank y'all for coming out.
And welcome to the